Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the module 3 in the course of building materials and construction. That is module 3 we are going to discuss about the masonry, different type of the masonry, stone masonry and brick masonry, concrete block masonry. Then further we are going to discuss about the timber structure, classifications timber, what is the minimum requirement of the timber in using the civil engineering construction, various seasoning method available to seasoning of the timber and various defects of the timber, everything we are going to discuss about in the module 3. So module 1 and module 2, what we discussed, module 1 is a building common building unit construction materials we are used exclusively for the bricks and stones and concrete block we used for the module 1 and module 2 we are discussed about the binding materials, the lime one of the prime binding material. After that, the cement is a next binding material, aggregate and concrete. We are seeing for the uh, detailed discussion about the module 2. Now we are going to discuss about the module 3. The course name is Building Materials and Construction, Masonry, as well as the Timber. Okay. So what we are going to discuss in module 3, we are going to discuss about the types of masonry. So masonry is classified in the three types of the masonry. One for the stone masonry and brick masonry and concrete block masonry. In stone masonry, we having a two different type of the masonry will be there. That also we are going to discuss about the elaborately. So not only for brick masonry, we having different type of the bonds are there. That is the English bond, structure bond, header bond, Flemish bond, various bonds are available. That bonds we are using for the construction purpose. So each and every bonds, what is the uses, what is the purpose, where we are going to use for civil engineering application, that we are going to discuss. So after that, we are going to use for two different type of the walls. One is the cavity walls as well as the partition walls. So this is with two chapters. So next chapter for in module 3, we are going to discuss about the timber. So what is the minimum requirement of the timber when you are using for your civil engineering construction, and seasoning of the timber. Various seasoning is available. What is the purpose of the seasoning? Is to remove the sap, that is mean moisture you need to remove. So in seasoning also we are having different methods will be there. In natural seasoning, artificial seasoning, chemical seasoning and clean seasoning are there. Each and every season where we are going to use that we are going to discuss, and finally we are going to see for the classification of timber and defects in the timber construction process. So, what is the main objective of the module 3? The students need to understand the different masonry used in our construction in day-to-day lives. If you see the masonry, you can able to classify the different masonry, brick masonry, stone masonry. Again, the stone masonry classified into random rubble masonry and asphalt masonry, and third type will be a concrete block masonry. So these are the different type of the masonry will be there. So each and every masonry unique characteristics that we can able to use in different construction purposes. Now, then students need to understand the stone masonry and different type of the bonds available in our construction process. So the stone masonry, we can classify it into rubble masonry, coarse rubble masonry, and asphalt rubble masonry. The types of the brick bond will be a structured bond. If your bricks are laid in the lengthwise, it will be a structured bond. If the bricks are laid in the shorter direction, it will be a header bond. So alternative courses, header structure and structure courses, if you applied, it will be English bond. Then it will be a Flemish bond. Okay, same courses we can able to give for the structure as well as the header, that is called for it Flemish bonds. The further we are going to discuss about student need to understand about the what is in the cavity wall, where we can able to use the cavity wall as well as the partition wall also. So some of the types of the partition wall we are using in the normal in construction. One is a brick partition wall. We can able to use block partition walls, stud partition wall, glass partition wall. These are all we can able to use in normal lives. Then you understand the properties, various seasoning and the classification of the timber. If you say the properties of the timber, as usual, normal properties, how we are giving, saying for the material, same like that also. In timber also, we should say the strength, and timber should be a durability, and should be elasticity, should be workable, it be easy, and be very lightweight. If we see seasoning, we add seasoning and clean seasoning predominantly we're using in our construction fields. So then a student need to understand the various classification of the timber. Then finally, the final outcome is the student need to learn the different defects in the timber and also be their effects. So common defects in the timber will be knots. When you're removing the branch, the knots will be happen. Check split warping, twist, and border holes and fungal decay. These are the common defects in timber. Timber it will be affects. So what is the effect when defects will be occur? Reduce the strength automatically. Then automatically durability also will reduce. Affect the appearance and leads to the structural failure and shorten the service life. So when you look at into the objective of this module, the building will be strong, will be a foundation. Use the quality of the material for yes, all the stone, brick or stone or the timber material. So ensure the safety and durability of the structure, sustain construction skill today, but will be tomorrow for our civil engineering. So masonry, definition of the masonry, if you say here, the masonry is a construction of the structure by arranging the building units. Either it be a brick, either it be a stone, or either it be a concrete block. It will be a unit and binding together. In binding, we can able to use for a lime as well as the cement with a mortar. Okay, as a building material with binding with them, you can make as a structure that is called the masonry structure. It is one of the most common methods used in the building construction. So without masonry, we can't able to for any type of the construction. Either be stone masonry, either brick masonry, either be concrete block masonry. So here we have three types of the masonry we are expressing. One is the stone masonry, is the construction in which stones are used. So building material will be a stone and binding is a bonding with a mortar. That is called for the stone masonry. Next, brick masonry, construction which brick as a building unit. Okay, then bonded with a mortar that is called the brick masonry. Same like that for a construction of the this concrete block masonry, concrete block is a unit bonding together that is called concrete block masonry. Either a solid concrete wall or either it be a hollow concrete wall we can able to use. So here the stone masonry you can see also use a fine ashlar masonry. That is means stone are accurately dressed. That means size and shape and sharp and color everything will be layer and thickness and everything will be uniform. So that is called the fine ashlar masonry. Brick masonry we discussed construction which is brick are used as a building unit and bonding together and concrete block masonry. Why they're using the masonry? It be a strong. Whatever may the masonry, it's brick masonry, a stone or concrete maybe, it is strong and it will be durable construction with a long life. That is a need for the customer for masonry should be a long life. So it be a high compressive strength and a load bearing capacity it will take. So all these structure, these three common material it will take for the more load carrying capacities. Okay. So a neat appearance and architectural values also. So it's a good thermal mass and sound insulations. All the masonries will be fire resistant and suitable for the various conditions also. It be economical or sustainable when you are properly designed and be constructed. First, masonry is be stone masonry. We already discussed the stone masonry is a construction of the walls. Then we can able to use a foundation or structural members by using the stone bonding with a mortar. When you're using the stone masonry, it be a strong, it be a durable, and useful for the heavy structures. When you stone masonry, it be strong and it be a durable. That means a high strength and long lasting. It be a natural material used naturally where is available the stone mainly for quarry. From the quarry, we can able to the properly for a dressing. We can make an essence masonry of the structure. So useful for the heavy structures. If you want to deal for the load bearing construction, we can go for the stone masonry. When compared to the other building material, here is a low maintenance. Okay, it requires a minimum the maintenance for our stone masonry. So stone masonry we classified into two types. It's a rubble masonry as the asphalt masonry. If you see, look at the two pictures, we can able to understand the difference between the rubble masonry and asphalt masonry. If you see the rubble masonry, the layer is different, the thickness will be different, size will be different, and color will be different, and layer is different. When you look at the asphalt masonry, everything is uniform size, uniform thickness, and layers and joints, the colors, everything will be different. That is why it is a rubble and asphalt masonry. Rubble masonry, so stones are irregular in a shape and will be a size also. Where we can able to use this type of the masonry, it will be used for walls, foundations, and retaining of the structure. So rubble masonry is be economical and offers the it be a good strength. Then Arcelor masonry stones are finely dressed using the chisels. We are removing all the unwanted particles. We can make as a uniform size, be standardized and cut in regular shapes. So this Arcelor masonry used for exposed work and building and for the monuments. So Arcelor masonry is a provide the excellent strength and attractive appearance of the structure. The first type is to be a rubble masonry. That means in the stone masonry classified into two. One is a rubble and ashlar. First, we are going to discuss about the rubble masonry. What is a rubble? We are not maintaining the proper thickness and uniform and layers also. The stones are be either undressed. That means using the chisel, we are not making anything. Just roughly dressed and we are going to make as a layer. Okay. Again, this rubble masonry classified into four types. One is a random rubble. The stones are irregular. Okay, we can keep wherever we want in a shape as well as the size. Here, if you see the images, the size will be different. The shape will be different. You're not able to arrange properly. You're not in the regular courses. But it can be economical. When there is a local material, using this from the quarry wherever the stone is available, we can able to use and we can able to construct this type of the random rubble masonry. So using the hardened structures where we can able to use temporary structure, we can able to say compound wall or partition walls, non-load bearing walls that we can able to use for this rubble masonry. Next, coarse rubble method. The coarse means it be roughly be dressed using the chisel. We are roughly dressing for the all the stones. So arrange in the courses of equal height. If you see the all the layers, height is be equal and joint also will be equal. So when compared to the random rubble masonry, now we can see the difference here, that better appearance from the than the random rubble masonry. So dry rubble masonry, the stones are laid without the mortar. So we can use this type of the masonry for retaining wall, pitching, rural work, or bathroom compound wall. In earlier in village days, we are used for this type of the wall alone. Next is the polygonal rubble masonry. So stones are hammered using the chisel and dressed shape we can make for the polygonal shape. So it will give you the better appearance when compared to the all masonry. It will be very strong and it will be durable. So what here required is skilled person required, because we need to make as a polygon shape of the structure of the stone, then only we can able to do for the construction work. So these are predominantly the classified for the types of the rubble masonry, random rubble masonry, coarse rubble masonry, dry rubble masonry, and polygon rubble masonry. Why? What is the purpose? What is the advantage of using the for rubble masonry? It will be very strong and it will be very more durable. It is sustainable. It will be lifelong. It will be able to sustain. Okay, it will be economical. It will be more cost effective when compared to the other materials. So wherever you are getting is locally available materials in our near area, we can able to use for this type of the masonry, because transportation is very less. People also we can able to get very easy the access from the one place to other place is very easy. So it is suitable for foundation as well as the low cost work we can able to use, easy and quick to the construct areas. So good for rural as well as the ordinary structures for rubble masonry. So next will be ascellar masonry. When you are seeing the image itself, we can able to understand the appearance is very good for the ascendar masonry. So this ascendar masonry stones are finely dressed into the regular or rectangular blocks. So it gives a neat and high strength of the appearance for monumental structures, the elevation purpose, we can able to use ascendar masonry. This ascendar masonry we have been classified into 6 types. So one is a fine ashlar. So stones are accurately be dressed. Okay, so all the uniform joints will be uniform, and superior work where one important work is required, where you can able to use the fine ashlar masonry. So rough tooled ashlar masonry that we were using the elevation purpose, that we are face will be roughly tooled, and margins are the just then we want to make a uniform size on the corner, everything will be settled proper. And third type, rock and quarry phase ashlar masonry. So exposed surface will be rough. That we can say it's a quarry phase. Okay, where we are getting from quarry, that phase the resembled. We are going to make it as it is. So in front phase we are not doing any dressing, and back side we are doing for everything all the dressing. So edges, no, all the edges will be properly dressed. We are going to make a uniform layer of the quarry phase ashlar masonry. Then chamfer ashlar masonry, this will be edges are believed are the chamfer phase. That edges, no, that we can call for the tapper edges is called chamfer edges. So each and every edges on stones we are going to make as a chamfers. We will get for good appearance in the irrigation purposes. So blocking course ashlar masonry, the stones will be arranged courses in the different height. So that is also give the appearance, no? The clarity is good. Now, only we are using for the courses are different heights. First courses will be a length, and second will be a height, and same will be different height. So we can able to make based on our convenient and innovations, we can able to make as a block in coastal masonry. So as well as facing, the ashlar stones are exposed to surfaces, okay? And backing brick or rubble masonry we can able to provide for. That is as well as masonry. What's the key advantage of the ashlar masonry? It will take for more high composition and also more durable. So neat appreciation and attractive when compared to the last method. Very high composition. So this ashlar masonry, it will take the more composition compared to the rubble masonry. So definitely it will be long lasting and it will be reliable, this type of the masonry. So definitely it will be resist to the weathering, all the weathering conditions. It may be all the natural agent, it will be the river or fast temperature changes, everything this type of the masonry can able to resist the weathering. So this type of the masonry is suitable for important and more prestigious work we can be able to use. But in case of the rubble masonry, we cannot be able to use for prestigious work. Wherever is a low cost and temporary structure, we can use for rubble masonry. Well, coming to the ashlar masonry, it's a very important, suitable, and prestigious work you can use for this ashlar masonry. So next masonry is a brick masonry. So main definition of brick masonry, bricks as a unit. You need to consider as a brick unit, and bonding is a together, bonded together with a mortar. Mortar is a maybe most probably we are using for the cement mortar. So where we can able to this type of the masonry, ordinary structure we can able to see here, construction of the wall, construction of the foundation, column, okay, all partition wall, everything you can able to use for brick masonry. Okay, so here for brick masonry we can able to see for the different type of the bonds. Here you can see the common bonds we are using for here is one is a structure, header, English bond, and we have Flemish bond. So structure bond, what is that? All the bricks are laid in the structures, that the lengthwise direction we can able to use. So use the off brick wall thickness from end. So we need to make as all the joint uniform when you're taking the structure bond or a structure bond. For that, what we need to make as a off brick wall, then automatically all the joints should be different. Okay, so that's why then only we can load distribution will be different. So common in your partition wall we can able to do the structural walls because load carrying capacity is very less when compared to the other wall. Then header one, the shortest page. So all the bricks are laid in the headers. That means shorter edges, we can say for header one. So used for curve works and a one brick thickness, we can able to use this bin header one. English one, the alternative. One layer should be a structure, other will be header, structure, header. Like that, no alternative bars with the structured header we can make for that is called the English bar. So alternative courses of the headers and structures. So when compared to the structure bar and the header bar, English bar is a more distant one. More commonly used the load bearing word structure we're using for English bar. Next will be a Flemish one. Headers and structure will be alternative in the same courses, but whereas English one not in the same courses and different courses. One courses for English one and next courses for header one. But when coming to the English one, the same courses for header also will be there and the structure also will be there. So architectural purpose and elevation purpose, better appearance, we can able to use for this English font. So advantage of the brick masonry is strong as well as per the stone, more durable, economical, and cost effective also. So it's a good thermal insulation and good sound insulation and fire resistant and safe and low maintenance and long lasting for our brick masonry. So other than the stone masonry and brick masonry, now we are going to discuss about the cavity walls. What is a cavity wall? So cavity is a wall consisting of the two separate walls. Okay, now look at the imagine. So the two walls are separated. The two walls are not connected properly. What's this? The two walls we can going to call as leaves. Okay, may it be outer leaf, would be inner leaf will be there with hollow space. This hollow space only we are going to say is a cavity in between them. So in between the two brick wall, we are going to give for this space. So that type of the wall is be a cavity wall. For these two leaves to connected with a metal ties. Now see the image, see the images. In between the two walls, we are going to connect with the metal ties. Okay, that metal tie is only going to take care of these two leaves. It will be outer leaves, then will be a inner leaves, metal leaf, then will be a cavity, inside will be, then hollow will be there. Okay, so this is a process for the cavity walls, where we can able to use for this type of the purpose to prevent the dampness. Suppose we are constructing a near to seashore area or waterlogged areas, so dampness chances to enter in the house. If you do the cavity wall type of the masonries, the dampness, it won't enter into the our normal houses. Everything can able to arrest, then cavity will be taken take care. So improve the thermal insulation and reduce the sound transmission. We can use normal noise also will be reduced. So makes walls will be very lighter. The self height of the wall will be reduced. So advantage of the cavity wall is a damp proof, of course, better heat insulation, economical for long run drive, reduce the effluents and lighter will be construction. The other type of the wall is the partition wall. We need to part, then we need to divide into the wall. So we need to make as a one structure. Okay, that we call for the partition wall. So partition wall, it's a non-load bearing wall. This type of the wall, load won't be taken. Used for divided interior spaces in buildings. It carries only for the self weight. It won't take much for the live loads. If you say the good requirement of the partition wall, lighting weight, because it won't take the more loads. So it be a thin section, strong enough to the support the fixtures, sound resistant, fire resistant, and easy to be constructed is a main requirement of the partition wall. Here, if you see the images, we are using the different type of the partition wall. One is a brick also we can able to use for partition wall. So made is a brick laid with a cement water, commonly used for permanent. Yes, permanent. In case of the brick masonry, if you're using construction phase, also you're using the permanent structure. Yes, we have started to work. So all the walls are being used for the English bond and it's taking more workload. In between, we are need to go into construct the partition wall. We don't want to use the English type of wall, just a partition wall. We don't want to take for much load. So in that situation, we can go for the brick as a partition wall. Then hollow partition wall. So made a hollow concrete in between the gap will be there, lightweight and provide the better insulation. Timber partition wall is made for timber studs with the boards as well as the panels, lightweight and easy to be constructed. So glass is typically is big cost wise. We need to look it when you are using for glass partition wall in the metal or wooden frames and provide the visibility and a modern appearance. So metal lathe, the partition wall, so made a metal lathe with the plastering on the both sides. You can do for the partition wall. It's lightweight and with fire resistant. Also nowadays people are started to use this is one of the prime material for using the partition wall. That is the metal like partition wall. For the asbestos cement sheet partition wall made asbestos cement sheet on a frame, lightweight, economical, and widely used for this type of the partition wall. So main advantage of partition wall is a lightweight. It's a better heat insulation. It reduces the transmission of the sound as well as the fire and economical in a long run life easy to construct it and reduce the effluence of the our buildings. When you're seeing just now we see different masonry structures. Now next topic we are going to discuss about the timber. It's a well-known topic, so all knows eagerly. If you see the timber is a common day-to-day life. When you're going to home, all the furnitures, materials, everything maximum in our home made up of the timber. Okay, that be a curiosity. It will be create the people to understanding what is the timber, what is in the seasoning and various classification and various defects of the timber. Student can able to understand. For this, it will be very important and understanding it also very easy. So timber is a wood, okay, obtained from the trees and used for construction as a materials. So it will be timber is lightweight, it is strong and the slide we are normally using for from day one onwards. So widely used in building works for structural as well as the non-structural purposes. When you're looking at the timber, we having properties will be there. So timber should be a lightweight. So we should not use for heavyweight and seasoning and other things. No, it's very difficult. So our timber should be a high strength per weight to be ratio. Now, if it's thermal insulation and sound insulation also, it should be a fire resistant with a treatment during the seasoning of the treatment, a fire resistant. So easy to work and be a shape. The workability should be there, and only we can make our best our shape. So it's renewable to and eco-friendly. So we having a two type of the timber will be there. One is a natural timber and engineered timber. In natural timber obtained from the directly from the trees, strong and more durable. Example, it be a teak and salt and deodar and pine and oak. These all the timbers to be then be natural timber. So engineering timber manufactured by the bonding of the wood veneers, strands and fibers using the it's transferred to the industry. Industry going to make it by force, making it a timber. So more uniform and dimensionally stable. Example, we can say Bollywood, MDF, partition guard, and Gulsam. These are the called for the engineering timber. So where we can able to use it gently. So it be doors and windows and frames. If you see the hall in our home, we have started to be having timber only. So roof trusses and purlins, stairs and handrails, furniture and fixtures, shuttering and formwork, fencing and flooring, wall paneling and interior works, all we can able to use the timbers. What is the advantage of timber when compared to the other building material, which is lightweight and easily to handle? That we can able to transport from one place to the other places, to high strength and also be durable and good thermal insulation, good sound insulation, economical and cost effective, easy and easily we can able to construct very easily and be renewable and sustainable. So how to care and maintenance for this timber? Season. We need to season it properly after getting from the trees and protect from the moisture, insect and decay by using the preservation paint or varnish, whatever it may be. We need to protect and take care of the timber. When compared to the stone and brick masonry, it's a timber we need to take care more because it will be getting more effect due to the moisture, insects and decay or fighters. Uh, Seasoning. First of all, we need to understand what is the seasoning. When you're cutting the tree, they have having some amount of the moisture will be there. Okay, that moisture we need to remove. That process we need to make is a process to remove the moisture. Other name we can call for the sap that is called for the seasoning. So seasoning is a process to remove the excess moisture from the timber and the control condition. So when the moisture is removed, automatically we will get the improve the strength and durability and economic and dimensional stability. Why need for the seasoning? To increase the strength because we are need to removing the moisture, reduce the shrinkage and severe wrapping, and improve the durability, reduce the weight, and improve the workability. So that is because of this we need to do for the seasoning. What will happen during the season when we cutting the tree? We are going to keep her somewhere. What is going to happen? Then how the season is to be happen? The freshly cut the timber contains a high amount of the moisture. Yes, of course. During the seasoning, this moisture is gradually reduced and make it a safe level. So when you're cutting the tree, that is color also you will see the green color because of high moisture content will be there. Then we need to remove the moisture. So we having different type. We need to keep it in the atmosphere automatically. That sap will be removed. So after that, we need to remove again the moisture fully. That is called the seasoner of the timber. So we having different type of the seasoner. Okay, and it's seasoning. And then after that, we are going to use the of a timber. It will be stable and strong and as well as the durable. Why? What is the benefit of this seasoning? It will be strong and more durable, less shrinkage and will be warping, resistant to decay and fungus and insect. It won't be occur if you do the proper seasoning. So light in weight, easier to work and be a finish. What are the methods available of the timber? The classification based on the growth, and second one is based on the botanical classification. Okay. Uh, So behind different methods are available for a seasoning method. So we need to understand what is a seasoning. Is a process and removing the moisture from the timber to make it a strong and durable and suitable useful for construction and the other works also. So what is the present moisture content will be there? And you're using the furniture and interior work. The moisture content present in the timber is 6 to 12%. Use it to doors and window flooring, it be 8 to 15% should be there. Structural timber, if you say 12 to 18%, outdoor work it be 15 to 20, and heavy construction work, moisture content should be below 20 level. We have five different type of the seasoning will be there. First one is air seasoning, that is called the natural air seasoning. Most of the common and oldest method of seasoning timber by using the natural date. Whatever they will do after cutting the required shape, they're going to keep into the open atmosphere. So automatically, air itself, they're removing the moisture. That is called for it natural seasoning. So timber is stacked in the layers. The more timber, like a one by one, you need to keep it as a layer formation with spaces. Why need to give the spaces? Then only air can able to move from the one direction to the other direction. But it is a very slow now. So when you stack the items, number of timber will be there. That will be seasoning also very low, but it will be very economical and compared to the other seasoning methods. Suitable for the most construction work. No? What is the time required? It is several months. Maybe it be years also be required. That is based on the timber, based on the environmental condition, based on the moisture availability of the timber. Little time will be increases. Maybe chances for is also possible for this timber seasoning of nature. And the water seasoning, what is the, we need to keep the all the timber, we need to keep the water log. So for running water or pond we need to keep. So it removes the soluble sap and starch and other impurities. Apart from the moisture, in other things also starch and sap, and so we can able to remove in the timber. So makes the timber easy to work and reduce the chances of insect attack. So this is also several weeks to month, but only one thing we need to keep is our running water. During running water only, it will take remove what will take for the moistures. And there is a boiling seasoning. The name itself, we are going to have a good container. The water also started to boil over more than 300 degrees Celsius. Now we need to keep it in the timber in the boilers, then started to the boiling, automatically remove the sap. So remove the sap and impurities quickly and compared to the other methods. So timber becomes lighter and more durable. Suitable for poles or sleepers and heavy timber, we can able to use for boiling of timber. So here time is required for several hours to days. Okay. The clean seasoning, the timber is dried in a controlled clean using heat as well as the ventilation. It will be the fastest method when compared to the other method. So moisture content can be controlled, suitable for high quality timber and be a furniture purpose. So this is also 7 days to be week it will take for the seasoning. The chemical seasoning, the timber is treated with a chemicals to remove the moisture and protect it from the decay and the insects. So chemicals are applied by the brushing or the humans. Okay, then it will increase the durability. This type of the timber we can able to use for the fold, the sleepers, and outdoor timber we can use. So we having different type of the seasoning method available. When now we need to care about the seasoning. Timber will be stored in the dry places and protected from the rain. We should not keep it in the open atmosphere, so it will damage due to the rain and other things. Ensure good ventilation and around the stock of the timber. Do not expose the seasoned timber to direct sunlight for a long period due to rapids. Treat the timber with a preservative to protect the from the insects and the decay. So we have a different type of the classification of the timber on based on the growth that is called exogenous tree. That is mean grow outward by adding the annual rings. Having two types on contiguous trees and deciduous trees. And second one is for the endogenous tree. In the growth will be inward. The use of the less condition, the strength will be very less. Okay, next. Botanical classification is a softwood obtained from the coniferous trees. This type of the tree is a softwood, is a light in weight, easy to work, relatively less strong, and example is a pine tree. And hardwood deciduous tree is a strong and is a more durable. It's a heavier in your weight, more resistant to wear and decay. For example, the teak as well as the steel. So many of the construction in the civil engineer you can able to use the deciduous in the tree that is called hard tree. So here we are based on the growth extraneous, the coniferous and the deciduous and endurance. Okay. So various defects also will be occur in the timber arise due to the natural forces, seasoning, fungus, and insects. These are the sources of the defects in the timber. First one is be a natural defect, one is be a knots. How it will be knotted will go? The branches. You know, if you cut, that mark will be the point will be there, that is a knot. The portion of the branches will be embedded in the wood. Okay, that is going to follow knots. And it shakes separation of the wood fiber along with the growth of the ring, it will show clearly it will be a shakes. So twisted fibers, you can get this twisting the moment will be there. Spiral as will be irregular grind pattern will be there. And ringed grafts are caused by abnormal growth for the outer bankers and tissues, you can say for the ring fingers. Upsets, the indentation or the crushed areas in the timber that is called for upsets. So next defect due to the seasoning. Maybe chances, no, or wrapping it may occur during seasoning. Distortion in shape, so bow, cup, or the twist. So bowing timber, longitudinal curvature along the length of the span. Because of we are not did for proper seasoning, so automatically defects will be happen. Okay. So crackings between the timber across the length of the grain. Checks, small crackers, surface crackers caused by the rapid moisture losses. The split, the wooden material splitting into the two, so splitting along the grain and usually at the ends. So defects due to the fungi. So it be a dry root. So this is a dry root. Fungus it be caused wood because of the dry and brittle will be crumble. So it will be wet root. Wood becomes this very soft in nature. It will be a dark and it will be a spongy. It will be wet root. So automatically it will come. Fungus will be affected. And fussiness, bluish or grayish in decoloration of the wood for fungus because of the fungus. So these are certain fungus. No? Each and every fungus will be creating the different type of the defects in the timber. Defects due to the insects. So not normally we day to day life we having different type of the insects. That insects are need to survival. For that they go. They're going to use as a food as a timber. The termite attack. The termites eat the wood from the inside, the causing the hollowness will get. Beetles bore it be holes in a timber and reducing the strength of the timber. So marine borers, so marine organism bore into the wood and to be connected with sea water. So here, what we discussed elaborately, masonry in construction, stone, it's a brick and concrete block also we are used. Then we are discussed about the stone masonry is classified into the pool and as well as masonry. So brick masonry uses. So we having a different type of the bond also we discussed English bond, Flemish bond, heter bond or structure bond. The further we discussed about the cavity and prevent the dampness and improve the insulation wall. And we have discussed about the partition walls also. We have seen for the different timbers and where we can able to use our building works. And good timber should be strong and suitable and work and defect free. Seasoning remove the moisture and improve the timber quality. So based on this, timber is classified in the hardwood as well as the softwood and may contain the natural seasoning and fungus and insect defects. So what we discussed here summary, that's we discussed in below also. So in masonry, we discussed using the stone, bricks, and concrete blocks and bonding together with a mortar that is called the masonry. Again, this masonry classified into stone masonry and brick masonry. The stone masonry again classified into two masonry, and it's a rubble masonry and a cylinder masonry. Brick masonry, you see, we are used for different type of the bonds. One is by English bond, Flemish bond, and be structure bonds. So further, we discussed about the cavity walls and the partition walls, where we can able to use this type of the walls. Timber is a natural construction material used in all the building works. So good timber, it be very strong, it be durable, it's workable, and its defects should be free. So season is to remove the moisture and improve the timber quality. So timber is classified into hardwood and softwood. It may contain the natural seasoning or fungal or insect with defects. So timber may be contains a natural seasoning, is fungal and insect timber. So these are the outcome. Now you can able to understand students. You can able to explain the different type of the masonry and where is different type of the masonry for their applications. So now you can able to when you're seeing the look at the images wherever you go in the field. Now you can able to explain what is a brick masonry, what is a stone masonry, what is a concrete block masonry, rubble masonry, asphalt masonry, where we can able to this type of the masonry, especially for load bearing structures, foundation, retaining walls, partition walls, that we can able to masonries. Now you can able to understand, identify the different of the stone masonry and type of the brick walls. When you see the building structure using the stone, now you can able to identify the which one is a rubble masonry, coarse rubble masonry, and actual masonry. Then you can see identify which one is a structure bond, header bond, Flemish bond, and English bond. So proper bonding ensure the strength, and good bonding and improve the stability. Okay. So correct material and workmanship are essential for to make the masonry structure. The student, now you can able to describe the what is in the cavity and the partition walls. What is the application of this type of the work? So now you can able to explain the requirement and seasoning and the classification of the various of the timber. So and then what are the defects to access the common defects in the timber, that also we can able to assess. So achieve this outcome help you can able to build to the strong in the structure using the materials wisely and ensure the safety, durability, and the quality of the construction. Okay. So same as it is for building materials also, the same masonry as well as the timber, we can able to use our S.K. Dugal book for the reference of the our studying purposes. So, so thank you all. This is a module 3. Elaborately, we have discussed about the uh, masonry as well as the timber. So very soon we are going to discuss about the next module 4. Okay. So thank you all.